today, I want to turn my attention back to health tech. Current Health recently announced that its AI-powered remote patient monitoring wearable device received Class 2 clearance from the US Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, for hospital care. And this current wireless device provides continuous ICU-level patient monitoring, which essentially enables clinicians to better determine the health trajectory and intervene earlier and ultimately improve patient outcomes. And Current Health CEO Christopher McCann has been on the podcast before, but I invited him back on again today so we can discuss the advancements being made in healthcare, AI and IoT, and how together they're helping improve patient care. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to Edinburgh in Scotland so we can speak with Christopher McCann, CEO at Current Health. So a massive warm welcome back to the show, Chris. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, hi Neil. Delighted to be back. I'm Chris McCann and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Current Health. I think the last time we were on your show, we were known as Snap 40, but we've helpfully changed name now to Current Health. We're a health tech company based in Edinburgh and New York. Raised about $11 million and employ currently about 30 people, although we're growing pretty rapidly at the moment.
Now, we last spoke on, I think it was episode 667, where you revealed your AI-powered patient monitor solution. And just for anyone that missed that episode, can you give them a quick overview of what Current Health is, maybe the story behind your rebranding, and the problems that you set out to solve?
Of course. So my own background is computer science and then medicine, and I started the company with my co-founder actually as a medical student. And the problem or mission that we had was really simple. We just wanted to help health systems to identify patients that are at risk of getting sick at an earlier point. Right now, they don't really have a way of maintaining visibility of a patient's health, understanding when that patient is starting to deteriorate, and getting an alert to go and see that patient earlier. That just doesn't exist. So what we do is put a wearable on the upper arm of the patient. We monitor them across a whole bunch of physiological metrics with super high accuracy, so things like oxygen saturation and respiratory rate. We integrate with a bunch of other devices around the body for things like spirometry or weight. And then we take all of that information and use it to understand what is a patient's health trajectory, and can we alert a healthcare professional at a much, much earlier point than currently possible so they can intervene earlier. We rebranded because our existing name, it felt like it didn't really sit with what we were trying to achieve. It didn't really mean anything at all, actually. We just happened to have the .com domain name and went with it. So we decided that we would try and pick a name that was more fitting for the mission that we were trying to achieve, and we went with Current Health.
I think that's a fantastic move as well. The difference between Snap 40 and Current Health, you just know exactly what it is straight away, don't you?
Yeah, we think so too. We feel much happier with it.
And since we last spoke, you recently announced that your AI-powered remote patient monitoring wearable device received Class 2 clearance from the US Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, all for hospital care. I mean, that sounds like an incredibly big deal for you guys. So can you tell me a little bit more about that, what that means for you at Current Health?
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing milestone for us. It's the culmination of, to be honest, years of work on the part of our team. We're one of a very, very small number of devices anywhere in the world with this certification. It gives us access to the US market, but it's also an enormous validation point from one of the world's most diligent regulators. It was a huge amount of work for us to get there, and it was a huge stamp of approval for us when we actually got it. It was a nice celebration for the team and all the work that they put in.
And it certainly feels like a huge step in the right direction. But how do you see the advancements in healthcare, AI and IoT, and how do you think they can all actually improve patient care and move to more, I don't know, like a proactive approach to healthcare rather than the traditional reactive?
Yeah, well, I think if you were to rewind say 100 years, the diseases that we suffered and died from were different than they are today. Infant mortality was higher 100 years ago. Life expectancy was lower. We tended to die quicker from shorter term illnesses. Whereas today, thanks to the incredible advancements in science and medicine, we can all live longer. Diseases that would have been a death sentence 100 years ago are now long-term livable and chronic. And that's great. But the flip side of that is our health systems are now facing greater strain from an older population who have diseases that require more frequent contact and longer-term management. So, COPD, diabetes, heart failure, cancer. And there's a couple of solutions to that. Either we massively scale up our healthcare infrastructure, hire hundreds, thousands more doctors, build thousands more hospitals, or there is a mix of the two where we increase our health infrastructure, but we target that infrastructure at the right group of patients. And I think part of that is where artificial intelligence or computation comes in. I think artificial intelligence has been largely overhyped, but the core point of it is a computer system can perform some tasks that the human brain just can't. The human brain cannot store, petabytes worth of data, analyze that data in seconds, and come up with a response based on it. The human brain can't look at 100,000 CT scans in under a minute and pick up the ones with anomalies. The human brain can also do things though that the computer system can't. The human brain outperforms computers on executive reasoning, on empathy, on emotion, on some levels of troubleshooting and problem solving. So it's about combining the two of these together. Can we use artificial intelligence to determine who is the patient that most requires physician attention, and then let the physician or the nurse do what they do best from that point on? So we see technology as a force multiplier for healthcare staff, helping them focus on the patients that need their time most,